Superstars, how's it going? This is Coach Wood, and we are back for another amazing week of content. Hopefully, all is well with you and yours. If you're joining us for the very first time, I'm your host, Coach Wood, and this is where we talk football, baby. This is the Before You Go Pro channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel because we cover the key topics that matter to you football players, you families of football players, the coaches, and the fans out there, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. This is where you find Coach Wood. So thank you for spending some time with me today. Also, if you haven't already, go down in the description box. Check out some of the resources we have for you. Once again, this is our education opportunity. This is our community opportunity to talk some football and to make sure that we have the best audience, organic audience on YouTube. So we thank you guys, and let's get after it, you guys. We are getting close to the Super Bowl. We already know, depending on when you're watching this, the two teams that are going to be playing. We've got the New England Patriots and we've got the Seattle Seahawks, right? 2025 season, 2025-2026 season, but New England and Seattle, you guys, and applauding those two teams. Definitely have made it through the gauntlet and deserve the opportunity to hoist the Vince Lombardi trophy. But that ain't what this is about, baby. That is not what this Weekday Huddle is about. This Weekday Huddle, you guys, is about another team biting the dust because of the quarterback Achilles heel. The quarterback Achilles heel, you guys, will get you every time. And it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me that more teams, whether it is professional teams, whether it is a high school team, a college team, are not going all in on making sure that they have a very, very good backup quarterback. Now, obviously, this is easier said than done, Coach Wood, because we have salary cap issues in the NFL. We have NIL in college where kids can go to any school they want, transfer portal, and get paid for someone else. But guess what? I'm hearing around the world that kids like money, that they like money. And what I'm finding in college sports is that some of these kids will go where the money goes. So if they are a very good player and you're paying a lot of money, then guess what? You're going to have a good shot at getting that kid at the college level. I'm bringing in a bare minimum of two amazing quarterbacks if I'm at the college level, and I'm going to pay them both a lot of money. If I'm at the NFL level, I am going to have a young buck that I really think can get the job done, and then I'm going to pay a lot of money to a free agent to come back them up. Why are you so passionate about this, Coach Wood? We literally just saw the Denver Broncos with one of the best defenses in a while. Great defense. There are a few great defenses this year. Seattle's a great defense too. Rams had a good defense. There's a lot of good defenses that just played in the playoffs. The Broncos may have been the best defense. They played well all year and literally held a team to 10 points in the AFC Championship at home and lost the game because they could only score 7. Now, granted, at the end of the game, there was a snowstorm, but you had 3 quarters before that to put up more than 7 points, and they couldn't do it. So I'm going to say the thing that everybody's probably thinking, that's just not saying it because maybe it's not politically correct, but the Broncos are not in the Super Bowl because of their backup quarterback. There, I said it. And that's a shame. For one, this is not a knock on, this isn't a bashing of Jarrett Stidham. I don't want to get into bashing a player because we all know that he probably stayed in the facility this week. We all know that he wanted to win and go be the quarterback in the Super Bowl. So we all know that his heart, his love, his effort was in the right place, but he couldn't get the job done. And I think that secretly, when New England found out that they weren't playing Bo Nix, they were probably all pretty happy. The New England defense, the New England coaches, it was a blessing from above that we don't have to play the Broncos starting quarterback. We already got to play against that great defense. And we probably know we're not going to score that much, but we don't have to play against their starting quarterback. So guess what? If we can limit how many points they score, which is a high probability when you're playing a backup, we've got a first-class trip to the Super Bowl, baby. So they came into Denver in the snow and beat Denver, holding them to 7 points. Now, let me just refresh your memory, you guys, on how critical the quarterback position is. Didn't we a few years ago see an undefeated Florida State team not even get a playoff opportunity, and they were undefeated until that last the championship game, the ACC championship game. But didn't we see a regular season undefeated Florida State team get passed by? Why? Because they didn't have their quarterback. We just saw the Syracuse Orangemen get off to a great start this season and then totally tank towards the end of the season because they didn't have a good enough backup quarterback. Darn near cost Fran Brown his job because they didn't have a good enough second string quarterback, you guys. This is a physical. It'd be different if we knew these guys would never get hit. It would be different if we knew these guys would never be injured. But hey, here's the proof in the pudding. I threw it out to AI. I threw it out to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT right here on the screen says in the NFL you got about a 50% chance. A 50% chance that you are going to have at least one game without your starting quarterback. And lo and behold, for the Denver Broncos, it happened to be the most important game of the year, you guys. The game that you dream of, the game that you work all season for. 17 games, you guys. Best team in the AFC. We're not talking about a team that squeaked into this thing. They were primed to go to the Super Bowl and could only put up 7 points. So, if I'm a coach, a head coach, once again at any level, but especially major college football and the NFL, professional football, I'm going to have bare minimum 2 quarterbacks that can get it done or have maybe proven that they can get it done. But I'm going to have 2 quarterbacks. That is a shame that you could go all season, you guys, be the top seed in your conference, and then lose the quarterback at the wrong time and it blows everything up. This is business, right? This is business. Picture if you're running some type of manufacturing business or some type of assembly line. I got a car line of assembly coming through here, and there's something in my factory that is worth a huge percentage of the production of my factory, a huge percentage of the success of my factory. There's some type of equipment that is just key for the success of my business. Don't you think that I am going to baby that equipment, make sure that equipment is checked up on, probably have a backup ready to go if it just kills my whole operation? I probably got a couple of them in storage ready to go that I know work just as well, if not better, just ready to go. Because if this one goes down, the whole operation goes kaput. And these are known to go down 50% of the time. Throughout the 365 days of the year, 50% of the time, there's going to be a day or two or a week or two or a month or two that this thing goes down. Aren't you going to have a very, very viable backup if it's that important to your operation? The backups that these teams have show that, hey, either I'm crazy and I think I'm going to have my quarterback all year, or I'm just thinking that the position isn't that important. Now it's gotten to the point that if you are not spending money on a backup, a la LSU, you see what Lane Kiffin's doing. He's got 3. He spent, I think, $800,000, over $1 million on the second one, and then big money for Levitt. So he's got a lot of money wrapped up in his quarterbacks. And people would say, well, how are you going to get a top college quarterback or somebody that can come in and do a job if they know somebody's getting paid big money ahead of them? If you pay them a lot of money, they'll come too. If you pay them more than they're probably making somewhere else, they'll come too. Just tell them that they can compete. Tell them that you're going to give them a lot of money, and they'll come too. So it's way past, if you are a college coach and you are not scouring for 2 to 3 amazing quarterbacks, you're crazy. You're crazy. If I'm an NFL coach, I am drafting somebody. I'm always putting competition in the room. That's the problem, is that they'll have somebody and then they'll have somebody come in as just a filler that really can't compete or really can't push the starter. And then when the starter goes down, guess what? You're stuck with a subpar quarterback. So it's just crazy to me that Denver would be in such a terrible position with Stidham coming in. He was not the guy. He was not the guy. And like I said, there's a lot of teams that have a second string guy that is not the guy, cannot get the job done. Florida State, undefeated, second guy couldn't get the job done. The only reason the 49ers this season were able to stay afloat was because Mac Jones came in, guess what, former first rounder, and he kept them afloat. So you guys, and you never know, right? You never know if that guy can get the job done till you need him. Or unless you got him and you've seen the proof that he can get the job done. You know, so it's a backup quarterback will have you lose your season. A backup quarterback will have you lose an opportunity to go to Super Bowl. A backup quarterback will have you lose your job. Now, once again, the odds are that you're going to lose your quarterback. 50% lose their quarterback. You see right here the stats. Look at the QBR for Stidham. Look at the QBR for Drake May. And then both teams had a great defense. There's your game right there. There's your game right there. So if you are a coach out there nowadays, boy, the Achilles heel to your entire season could be the backup quarterback. I would do everything I possibly can to make sure I got 2 or 3 bad boys. All right. You know, obviously you can only put one on the field at a time, but the one that you do put on the field better be able to keep the team afloat. All right. We've got an amazing quarterback, a couple of amazing quarterbacks that are still in our program looking for the right home. And they would be great in somebody's QB room as that 3rd, 4th guy, because you may get to him and you want to have a dog in that spot. So once again, we are going to cover amazing topics all week, you guys, but this one is the Achilles heel to a football team, and it's your backup quarterback. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you thought that the Patriots going to win regardless. Coach, you're tripping. It wasn't the quarterback. It was just their great defense, and Bo Nix wasn't going to be able to do anything. Let me know if you think that teams need to prioritize the backup more and start paying the backups more. I think there is going to be a rush of backups, whether in college or in the pros, getting paid more money, because it's a critical position. It's the most critical position, and 50% of the time you're going to play at least one game with the backup. Unfortunately for the Broncos, it was for the Super Bowl. So that's it, you guys. Check out what we have down in the description box. Also, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are pumped up about what we're about to bring to you. Also, check out the Locker Room Show too with the Guru. We got some great guests coming your way starting this week. We're getting after it. I'm Coach Wood. Love you guys. We'll see you at the top.